online learning. The phrase does not sound scary or unfamiliar anymore for most educators. Therefore, week 3 of our course is about online engagement of English language learners. And in part 1, we will discuss the notion of edutainment for social cause. But how to ensure students and teachers' presence in setting an educational climate that is trusting, respectful, and encouraging. In this video, we will try to discuss the connection between teacher presence and student motivation in language learning and suggest activities, tools, and scaffolding techniques to enact social presence and engage learners. Online learning exploded in the late 90s, especially for those in adult sectors like higher education, corporate training, and the military. Online presence refers to the genuine and real connection students can make with their peers and the teacher, as well as their ability to project themselves socially and effectively. Teachers and students can alleviate anxiety through the creation of a safe, open, fun, and most importantly, authentic communicative environment. Creating this type of environment is particularly important because language learners often communicate using what they know and what is familiar to them, especially to the beginning stages. When practicing the target language, students are more likely to talk about their daily life, preferences, family, and culture in a safe and authentic environment. Research says that in a class that focuses on a communicative approach, for example, without students feeling connected or invited to actively engage, the class cannot proceed. Although grammatical accuracy can play a role, the focus of a communicative class is on fluency or students' ability to express, exchange, and understand ideas meaningfully through genuine and real social interactions. In such a class, teachers' central role involves enacting and supporting students' social presence, that is, creating learning situations in which students can practice connectedness and purposefulness in using language to interact online. I would like to share 8 activities you can use with your learners. Please feel free to adapt and tailor them. My presentation is based on the book Engaging Online Language Learners by a group of professors from Indiana University. So, activity 1, creating pathways for students to celebrate their identity with classmates. Their activity can help teachers and students get to know each other. So teachers can design an activity related to students' names. Because people's names can bear the strongest connection to their identity and individuality, and for English language learners to their culture and community, names have enormous significance and can generate engaging discussions. Teachers could use ideas from books about names. Stories about names can also be used to create digital posters for a virtual gallery walk. Suggested tools and websites can include Collage, International Children's Digital Library, Storyweaver. Scaffolding can be the following. Teachers should model the activity with their own names and provide guiding questions to help students think about the significance of names, including how to pronounce them correctly. Activity 2, creating opportunities for mediated and authentic learning through pen pals. The online medium enables learners to have informal and authentic communication with others. By having online pen pals, students can connect with fellow learners and native speakers of their target language, no matter where they are located. In this activity, students can be guided towards creating a safe and authentic social space outside the limits of formal class. The tools that can be used are ePolls, Students of the World, My Language Exchange, Penpal World, Flipgrid. There are many ways to set up this activity. The online language learning environment allows learners to go beyond written communication between pen pals. Students can use video creation tools such as Flipgrid to record messages. These tools give learners an authentic opportunity to create meaningful talking messages for an authentic outside the online classroom. These short videos can be exchanged with the pen pal through the course, which allows the teacher access to the recording in case they want to assess the student's learning, whether formally or informally. This type of pen pal exchange also affords students more immediate and frequent interactions with their pen pals, thus increasing the number of opportunities to practice their speaking and listening skills. Students can work in groups, which can allow getting feedback on their messages before sending them to the pen pals. Additionally, teachers can invite students to share with their classmates what they learned from their pen pals, connecting the local learning community with the outside social space. Activity number 3, expanding learning with family at home in a virtual box and blanket night. Teachers can create social presence by developing activities that use applications to facilitate homeschool connections and allow students to engage others at home in using the target language for communication and enjoyment. The activities have their added benefits or family members being able to join in language learning as well. In the Books and Blanket Nights activity, students can engage their parents reading books together. Alternatively, teachers can invite families to virtual space, listen to teachers reading their favorite stories. As a tool, you can use freechildrenstories.com. This platform provides meaningful stories to children of all ages, and users can browse stories by age style. Or Appy. This web-based resource provides free access to thousands of books loved by kids in kindergarten through 6th grade. Another resource is Bookshare. It is an online library of accessible ebooks to support learners with reading barriers, such as those with dyslexia or blindness. The site helps learners customize their experience to suit their learning style and find books virtually that they need for school or work or just to enjoy. As a scaffolding, we can use discussion protocols. Teachers can provide conversation protocols that include guidelines for students to respect others' views. The protocol creates room for students to speak and heard without interruption. The small group discussion protocol shared by Andricott College, by the way, the link you can find in the reference section to this module, provides 20 examples of online conversation protocols. Activity number 4, connecting real-world experts. Friedman notices that the online medium has not only enabled communication across time and space, but also made the world flat, meaning that students can connect with not only peers, but also with more knowledgeable others. This activity invites teachers to bring outside facilitators, experts, and parents into the classroom. Teachers can enhance topics of discussion by engaging these visitors as knowledgeable and experienced individuals in their field or as audience members. The discussion can result in a classroom project. Engaging students and supporting them in the real and purposeful use of language can help teachers enact social presence. Suggested tools can be Discord, Slack, Zoom, you name it. Students can engage directly and safely with each other and with their guests in online communication. The teachers can create a specific channel for the visit that allows them to write connections to students while the guest is speaking. This format can help teachers become aware of how students bring together information they learned in the previous lessons or activities. These written conversations can be achieved so they are available after the expert visit for teachers and students to review. Activity number 5, creating a sense of community by having fun together. Bonk and Koo emphasize the importance of variety and fun in online instruction and any educational setting, so activities can foster social interaction, extensive communication, and student engagement. In language learning, having fun together lowers the learner's affective filters by creating a relaxing setting and positive atmosphere. Suggested games include ESL Games World, EduCandy, and ESL Games Plus. When first introducing new games, learners need support for playing the game in a target language. One scaffold teachers can provide for learners to play the game in the target language is to model clearly how this game should be played. When the game is complicated, a video recording demonstrating how the game is played can be shared with students so they can watch it on their own. Teachers can also provide language support by including subtitles for the demonstration video. Basic language support includes providing key grammar patterns to use in the conversation and the possible vocabulary list. The teacher can ask students to reflect on the linguistic strategies used in the demonstration. Activity number 6, creating a community by being makers together. The maker movement involves learning by doing. The connected nature of the online medium enables learners to live up to their movement's essence, the joy of making and sharing artifacts with each other. By creating artifacts together, Students engage in authentic communication and find ways to communicate and share ideas with others. Suggested websites can be web-based inquiry science environment, or shortly abbreviated as WISE. WISE is a free and open website that enables students to work together to do science with the integrated tools. Another resource can be a story jumper. Students can create digital, interactive stories, poetry books, comic adventures, and more in multiple languages. The strategy, role, audience, formals, and topic by Tomlinson, discussed in Module 1, is a great way for teachers to undertake scaffolding. Activity number 7, connecting through curating digital albums. When students take a class online in their own space and spend a lot of time there, teachers can design ways for students to bring experiences from their own space to the communal space to share. Because the class is online, what students share can be revisited and reflected on several times. Like a class yearbook, a digital album activity can bring students together by creating a sense of shared experiences. Students' diverse backgrounds and their interpretations of experiences their class has had together are valuable resources for teachers to tap into to engage students. Suggested tools can be Google Slides, Pressbooks, Google Docs, Seesaw. When creating a class album, teachers can invite students to collaborate with classmates to remind them of shared experiences. Teachers can encourage students to share an object or a written artifact or short piece of writing from class, like poem, short story, article, and invite classmates to share what they remember about this artifact or writing. Each student then gets a slide and adds their content to it. For example, Google Slides allows learners to insert a wide variety of media elements. The completed album will display work by all students in one presentation and will be a combination of students' contributions and their classmates' memories. And finally, Activity 8, creating communal spaces. To establish a sense of belonging and community in a classroom, students must have a place in the class where there is enculturation, meaning that all students, regardless of their proficiency levels or experiences in the class, can share stories, examples, and experiences. This space must also enable students to stay on the periphery of engagement, if they choose to do so, but still be able to learn from the experiences of their classmates. These spaces can serve as virtual hanging out spaces to motivate learners to connect, use their development target language skills with a supportive, non-judgmental audience, and extend the online language learning community beyond the bounds of the current members of the class. The tools that we can use are chat tool in learning management systems, chat tool in Zoom, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, or any other messenger that your students prefer. How to scaffold? Teachers can scaffold these communal spaces by encouraging students to informally greet each other, meet up, or ask each other or the teacher questions. This sense of community can be expanded beyond the bounds of the current members of the class by creating a course fan page to motivate learners to interact outside of the course assignments and activities, which can in turn strengthen the bonds between students. This bonds can create avenues to support that will motivate learners to persevere in their learning if they encounter challenges. A course fan page can also motivate online language learners to create networks that endure after the completion of the course. In an online language learning course, this type of engagement can allow language learners more robust and authentic opportunities to engage in the target language in an environment where their peers can support them. The example of such page can be seen on the slide. In this part of the module, we walked and talked about the importance of students and teachers' presence for engaging in learning language online. To enact the presence, we focus on finding ways to develop a communicative environment that is open and welcoming to encourage and motivate interaction among students while also creating a sense of community in the class. In part 2 of this module, we will share some examples of online projects we created with our learners. Stay tuned, and until the next time.